Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews from the Overflow Room. And this is our Mahler conclusion, the 24th video. I know some of you hoped it would go on forever, and some of you hoped it would end much sooner than it has, because that's the nature of this, isn't it? Everyone has their thing. But it's a lot of Mahler. I think we've talked about it, and it's been fun. And I've got a surprise at the end. Something of a surprise, anyway. A partial surprise. I'm looking at my box sets and things that are sort of sitting around here, because I've got like a whole bunch of them. And, I'm going to bring in a special guest ending, as I mentioned in the last video. So what do we got here? The last Mahler 6 with Vaclav Neumann and the Czech fill. Gorgeously recorded by the Japanese Canyon Classics. Pony Canyon was the label. They made a wonderful, almost complete Mahler cycle with Neumann, and he was a wonderful Mahler conductor. I mean, he had his weird moments, but he was devoted to this music from his earliest days in Leipzig. He had the opportunity to record a complete cycle for Supraphon, a partial cycle in Leipzig, and now this one just before he passed away. And this sixth is very powerful and very exciting, and it has real hammer blows, unlike his other two. So, yeah, really, really good. Very, very good. Then we've got this sucker. This is the Tennstedt cycle, the complete cycle without the live ones that he later did, that other boxes of Tennstedt's Mahler include. So you've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, well, you've got all of them. They also don't include his Das Lied von der Erde. The good versions, the good performances, the Resurrection, he always did a great Mahler too. The third is not bad. The fourth is not good. The fifth is not bad. The sixth, his later ones are much, much more powerful. And the playing is very fallible in some of these performances. The seventh is just lousy. The eighth is surprisingly good. It had sort of a reputation because he used a smaller choir than normal. But it was really a wonderful performance, and light and fresh and exciting, and it's just really well done. The ninth is quite good. Not the best, but generally pretty good. The playing could be a little better. And the first movement from the 10th, it was an on again, off again cycle. It had its moments, and some very good moments. Then we've got the Bruno Walter Mono Mahler First. This is in the Masterworks Heritage series, along with the Brahms Haydn variations as a coupling. His first Mahler First is a knockout. It's absolutely stunning. You don't get the exposition repeat in the first movement, granted, but it's just exciting and really well played by the New York Phil. It's terrific. His remake, it was a little softer edge, but still quite good. He always did this symphony very, very well. It was good enough that Leonard Bernstein waited to do his Mahler one because he wanted to give Walter the chance to make the first stereo version for Sony. So there you go. That's definitely worth hearing, and I enjoy that very much. Of course, it's in the Bruno Walter box, the big box, if that's still available. And now we have the complete Mahler symphonies, well, not all the symphonies, but the complete recordings with James Levine on Japanese RCA. See, look at the Japanese. I kid you not when I said they were on Japanese RCA. Levine's Mahler was really, really good. I mean, most of it was. I mean, the sound wasn't always good because those early digital recordings were just... So what do we got here? 1 and 6 with the London Symphony. These are terrific performances. Razor sharp, rhythmic, exciting, taut, well played. The problem with the sixth is that Levine hated cowbells. I don't know why, but he hated them. Instead of having them, randomly tinkling, he has one going like clink, another one over here going clank, clank. You should just let them wander as cows will. Anyway, that was his thing. But otherwise, these are maybe lacking a little atmosphere in the sixth. They're very clean, clear, almost Toscanini does Mahler, if you could imagine such a thing. But boy, are they satisfying. So that's really, really good. 1 and 6 is terrific. 3 with Marilyn Horn singing the alto stuff is really, really fine. Chicago Symphony. Again, the sonics are just a touch diffuse. The tempi, I think, a little on the slow side. But wow, the brass playing is wonderful. And it's a very well-realized interpretation. The fifth with Philly, fabulous. One of the absolute best. It's tremendous. The playing is fantastic. It's got everything. Brilliant chorale at the end. It's not too slow. A beautiful adagietto. Again, it's 12 minutes. But a finale that's really up to tempo, less than 15 minutes. That's what you want, ideally. Fantastic performance of a symphony that most people get wrong. And the big scherzo with some really fabulous horn playing. Oh, it's wonderful. What's not to love? The seventh and the fourth. The fourth with Judith Blagan is first class. It's also with Chicago. It's got unbelievably crisp detailing and fantastic playing. The seventh is just badly recorded. It was an early digital recording, and I don't know what they were thinking or what they were doing. They should have just not used that stuff until they knew how, frankly. The performance itself is okay, but I find it very painful to listen to. The opening, the finale with the timpani seem to be in like another county. I don't mean far away. I mean near you, like next to you. And I don't know. The balances are strange, and it just doesn't do it for me. The ninth. Whoa, baby, again with Philly, fabulous. One of the great ninths, very measured tempi, 91 minutes. But it never really sounds slow because the contrasts are so broad. I mean, it's just a real, well, the finale is 29 minutes. That really takes up a lot of it. But and the second movement is 18 minutes and a bit. But again, the dances are so well contrasted. I mean, it's really a smart Mahler ninth. People should hear this. It really is valuable, terrific performance. And then his complete Derek Cook 10th. Well, this was a problem. Why? Because he did the Adagio in analog and the rest of the symphony in digital. The Adagio sounded fine. The rest of the symphony sounded somewhat like the seventh, rather glassy, lacking in presence, intangible. I mean, the remastering here, they've done a little bit, it seems, to fix it, somewhat. But it could have been amazing. Remember, Philly did the 10th twice. They did the premiere recording with Ormandy, which is marvelous, by the way, and better than this one. But I just wish it could have been really sonically up to snuff. But, first movement is anyway. And there you have it. Now for our special conclusion. Hang on, folks. I'll be right back. It's sitting right over here. Let me just hang out over here because I just think it's fun. Okay, here we go. Yes, to wrap up our Overflow Room Mahler, the complete Edo de Waart Mahler cycle on RCA with the Netherlands Radio Philharmonic. Now, this cycle has a lot going for it. It really does. I often wonder, who owns this? Because it should have been reissued. There's just no reason not to. It doesn't say that it's licensed to anybody, but it has marvelous performances of everything except the two question marks. The sixth, which is just a little soggy, a little lacking in guts and gusto, and sadly the ninth, which I really expected would have been wonderful given everything else here. But everything else in here is really competitive. And we've talked about individual recordings for this because I had more than one. I knew it would disappear instantaneously, so I got a couple, and I took it apart, and I kept the symphonies I really liked and put them in separately. I salted them in with the individual symphonies in the box itself. I kept as a box, so I would have them all. That's what psychotic collectors do. People with obsessive compulsive disorder or whatever I have. I can't even begin to describe, why I do these things, but I did. And so I have it, and I really wish it would come out again. It should have been issued as a budgie box. The Levine Mahlers all got issued by RCA as a budgie box, and RCA does not have a really good Mahler cycle. And even with the questions about the sixth and the ninth, they should have re-released this. They really should have. It would have made a much better cycle overall than lots of the more recent ones that came out. Zinman and Marcus Stenz and, these things that they just do all the Mahler symphonies. These are people who really know how to play it. And it's a wonderful, wonderful disc, or a series of discs. So there you have it, my friends. The random reviews from the Overflow Room Mahler is at an end, and now we're going to go backwards through the alphabet and see what else we can come up with. Keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me. Take care.